Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we will learn about customizing the numeric axis in a Blazor chart. Look at this column series chart. We are comparing the England and the West Indies runs between overs 16 and 20. So, we use a numeric axis for the x-axis and y-axis of the chart to display the over-by-over score comparison of England and West Indies, as bowling overs and runs are numeric values. Now, let me show you how to customize a numeric axis. First, I will open an existing Blazor application, where I have already added a simple Blazor chart. If you had like to watch that video, follow the link provided in the card, to learn the basics of adding a Blazor chart. You can also find a reference link in the description below. Now, I will run this example by pressing F5. Here, you can see the default chart output with two axes, X and Y, with no data points displayed. Next, I will show you how to customize the Blazor chart with a numeric axis. I want to display England and the West Indies cricket match data in the column series charts, so let me define two chart series tags inside this chart series collection, and set the chart series type to column for both chart series. Next, I will begin populating the data for the chart. Within this code block, I will create a model class called Chart Data Model, with three fields: overs, England score, and West Indies score. Then, I need to create a list of chart data of type Chart Data Model, and assign an array of objects to it. Next, I assign this chart data to the data source property for both chart series, and map the data source fields, overs to X name, England score to the Y name property of this series, and West Indies score to the Y name property of another series. As I said before, I am going to use numeric data in the x-axis, so let me customize the x-axis value to be numeric, in order to display the over-by-over score comparison in the chart. So, to customize the axis, first I will define a chart primary x-axis tag, and set the value type property to double for both chart series. Along with this, I will set the chart title to England versus West Indies. Here, you can view the column series chart with the numeric x-axis, displaying the bowling overs in the axis label, and the main title is England versus West Indies. Look at the edge axis label. It is partially visible because the axis label is placed outside the chart area. So, to move the edge axis label inside the chart area, we can add an edge label placement property in the numeric axis. To set the edge label placement property, let me define the edge label placement property with the value shift. See the chart output now. The edge axis label placed inside the chart area. Okay, now let me set the titles for the chart axes to enhance the chart's readability. To set the title for the x-axis, I will define a title property and set its value as death overs. Then, to add a title for the y-axis, first let me define the chart primary y-axis tag and then set the title as runs. See the chart output with the x-axis title death overs and the y-axis title runs. Alright, let's look into the numeric axis properties one by one with simple scenarios. In this chart output, you can see the chart axis range and data source data range are the same. So now, let me show you how to display the chart with a custom range. To set the custom range, I need to add two options, minimum and maximum, within this chart primary x-axis tag. I will set the minimum range to 15. And the maximum range to 21, because the bowling overs in the data source values range between 16 and 20. Looking at the output, the chart axis ranges from 15 to 21. Like the minimum and maximum axis range, you can also set a custom interval for the x-axis. The default interval is set to 0.5 so that the chart axis labels display the values like 15, 15.5, 16, and so on. Suppose I want to set a custom range of 1. Then, I need to define the property interval with the value 1. Here, you can see the chart output, which shows the numeric axis with the custom axis interval so that the axis labels display the values 15, 16, 17, and so on. The next important property is label format, with which you can make the chart axis label more informative. For this property, you can set either custom or globalized label formats. If you want to learn more about globalized label formats, please look at the documentation page linked in the card above. Now, I am going to set a custom label format for the axis. To set a custom format within this chart's primary x-axis, I need to add a label format property with the template value. And now, you can view the chart output, displaying the axis labels with the custom values, 15th over, 16th over, and so on. Okay, so far, I have shown the properties used frequently in the numeric axis. Next, I will move on to another property, range padding. Range padding means applying padding to the minimum and maximum extremes of the axis. In a numeric axis, there are 5 types of padding to choose from: none, additional, round, normal, and auto. In the first option, none, the minimum and maximum of the axis range is based on the data. In the second option, round, the minimum and maximum extremes of the range are rounded to the nearest possible value, divisible by the interval. The next option is additional, in which the interval of the axis will be padded to the minimum and maximum extremes of the axis. For normal, the padding will be applied to the minimum and maximum of the axis, based on default range calculation. In the final option, auto, normal padding is applied to the vertical numeric axis, and there is no padding in the horizontal axis. Alright, let me set the range padding for the axis range. Here I am going to set additional range padding, so let me set the range padding option to additional within this chart primary y-axis tag. Look at the chart output, where the y-axis interval 5 padded to the minimum and maximum extremes of the y-axis. Okay, let's quickly recap what we have seen so far. We have seen how to customize the numeric x-axis of Blazor charts by customizing its value type and range padding. We also saw how to format the axis label. If you would like to see the working example of the charts in this video, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. You can also see if you qualify for a free license key to use our Blazor products through our community license. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.